Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome, 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 welcome. My dogs were going crazy this morning. I wanted to make sure I could hear myself think. Hope everybody's doing great today. Got a great audience. Let's turn on the camera. Make sure everybody's here. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. There we go. Let's say hello to everybody as we always do. We'll start there. Good morning, John. Good morning, Arnulfo, C. Fazio, Richard, Ivano, Devin, Robert, Angie. Good morning, Angie. Junior. Junior's in the house. Robert, Cheese Gray Trader. Mark, Brian, Javad, David, Mark, Sergey, Stephen, Matt, Robert, Eduardo, Stephen, Ray. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Flying Ronin. David, Dave, Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. Gregory, Wade, Richard, Whitco, Stan, Hopium, Michelle, Jesse. Hello, Tom, David, Eagle Beagle. Got a lot of people here. Vertuvian, Fred. Good morning, Fred. Kurt, Walt, Moondog, Art, Solaire, Bugs. Good morning, Bugs. Good to see you. Rock, James, Lauren, Ira, Illinois grain farmer. Good morning, Cam. Good morning to you. And Raleigh, if you're here, good morning to you as well. And Gustavo, don't forget Cam and Gustavo show. Let me give you guys a link for that. Sometimes I go a long time and I get into my little train of thought and I forget to give links. So here's a link for that. Let's see. Lauren, Ira, Illinois grain farmer, Barry, the sassy trainer, Tinya's in the house. I hope you had a nice birthday party, Tinya. Shamens, Kevin, Wesley, James, Coach Ruben, Randy. We got RP from stormy and wet Spain. Oh my. Moondog, blood test. Oh. Al, good morning, Al. It will be a great day, Angie. It will. Jay Fremix, good morning there. Gustavo, there you are. Good morning, Jody. Romel, Moondog is studying. Bob, Spider Monkeys in the house. RS, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got just Jen here. We got Bob. A lot of people coming in. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. I'm a little bit early, to tell the truth, but it's good. Krish is here. Richard, good morning to you. Let me ask you guys a fun question. Did anybody take advantage of what's that stock from yesterday? OCTO. Remember that stock OCTO from yesterday? Let's see. OCTO. Look at this thing. It went up to $80 yesterday. Look at this thing. Crazy, right? Insane. Insane. Really insane. Let's see. STEC didn't do anything. MMA didn't do anything. CWD. Hey, look at that. And also, you know what? I also gave you another stock yesterday. Actually, no, that's today. Sorry. That's today. Okay. All right, let's see. We got Gregory, we got Ruth, we got Ron, we got Frank, we got Duzzy, we got Rachel, we got Henry. Hey, Richard from Fuente Gorda, Bill, John, William. Hey, William, good to see you. Are you still in Connecticut or are you back home? Delbert, Henry. Yeah, that was the highest traded stock yesterday. It was. That's crazy. Mark, it was halted several times. Don, Bancroft, Eagle Beagle, Genevieve. Actually, Eagle Beagle, it's still at 55. We gave it around 8. Genevieve got out too early. That's the story of my life, Dave. William says up over 3,100%. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask you guys a good question. Do I know how to pick small caps or do I know how to pick small caps? Thanks, William. Thanks, William. How long are you there for? Hey, Deanna, Julio, Chirad, uh, the Dragon. Good. I like Donna's here. David, Genevieve. All right. Let me give you some small caps for today. Now, this is the crazy one for today. You see this CWD? When I wrote it about an hour ago, it was at 670. The stock was at 6. So my signal for the first one is at 670, but it's already up at 11. So we're going to have to change CWD from 670 to 1125 and pray to God that it doesn't go higher before then. But 11:30, how about that? 11:30. 11:30, okay? Oh, good for you, William. Good for you. Believable, I guess you put yes. Home tomorrow. Good. William, part of gotcha. Gotcha. So anyway, the first stock for today is CWD above 11:30 as of right now. The next stock is STEC only if it goes above 715. And finally, MMA. This is a mixed martial arts group, and this one is at 555. You're better at picking small cap stocks for some people who claim to specialize in them. Thank you, Dave. Oh God, that's the funniest thing I've heard in a long time. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. So this one here, CWD, is the one to watch today. As I said, when I here I have it at 670 right here at 670. You could see right there, 670. It already went up to 1126. So this stock already doubled since I wrote it this morning. But again, you saw what happened with that OCTO yesterday. These things can just move like crazy. Remember, I'm picking stocks. I'm only picking stocks that are doing crazy shit. So they're capable of moving like crazy. You understand? So that's the trick to these small caps. The trick to these small caps is not your technical chart pattern. It's the crazy volume. And then the chart pattern. Okay. So I hope you guys have all of them. STEC was 715. CWD, whatever the pre-market high is going to be, and MMA. I like that MMA 555. Okay. Let's continue. Now, folks, make sure before we continue, make sure you guys are watching in 1080p. Please go right here and see how it defaults me to auto. Well, auto is very dangerous because auto can put you wherever it wants to. Make sure your Ethernet puts you at 1080. Switch to 1080 because it's going to be hard for you to see the charts really clearly if you do not. Hey, William, Ruth, Helen, Ed, Ira, Naples fan, Stacy, RP, Yuri. Good morning. Good morning. Ruth, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Kirk, Lewis, good morning. Here, let me just post this here real quick. Need to put a little, 1 second. I just need to take care of something real quick. It'll only take a second. Here they are. All right. Okay. So please make sure you're watching at 1080p. And if you guys don't mind, good morning, Bob. If you guys don't mind, please give us a thumbs up. Okay. Right here. It's right below the gearbox. And subscribe to our channel. You'll be notified when we post videos. So gearbox right here, 1080p. Make sure you're 1080p. And we could see Naples fans post. Stacy, that's weird. Huh, that's weird. Okay, so you guys could see right here. Here's this and here's that. All right, let's go back and let's continue our show. It's actually a good time to continue our show. We got only 400 people here. We'll get more thumbs up, Bob, as, CWD's now at 1490. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Pre-market high, whatever the pre-market high is, that's where we got to call the entry. Okay. I know it's moving. There's nothing I can do about it. I apologize for picking stocks that move too fast, but that's the goal of this exercise, to pick stocks that are moving too fast. So when I called it this morning, I called it at 670 right here. and it has already doubled, and it can double again, as you guys saw with OCTO. I don't know. All right, let's continue. All right, let's continue. When to get out. Rodolfo, when I launch a service for small caps, you will know how to get out. For now, I'm just giving them to you guys for free. I showed you and talked about how to get out of them, and I'll mention it if you guys want in the VIP room. I'll mention how to get out of them today as well. Mm. Speaking of the VIP room, today's agenda for the VIP room is going to be we're going to talk second part about credit versus debit spreads. I'm going to give you actual examples. We're going to set up iron condors. I'm going to talk about what technical price levels and indicators, work well for credit spreads and iron condors. Why iron condor gives you a 2-for-1 margin discount and risk. How to manage credit spreads when they go against you. It's all right. And I'll talk about how to do exits. Here, I'll add this here. Exiting small cap momentum stocks. Okay. I'll give you a couple of ways to exit these babies. All right. I'll show you a couple of different ways. There's different ways to exit. I'll do it today. Okay. Let me give you the link for that. And again, I can't control how fast these stocks move that I give you. I can't control that, obviously. My job is to give you the fastest moving small cap stocks for free every morning. And I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it. And if you guys don't want me to do it, let me know and I'll stop doing it. This is your party. Also, let me give you the link for Customer Service Live. Who are you going to call? I was watching Better Call Sal, and every time they say, who are you going to call? I'm always thinking about Cam and Gustavo's show. Rudolph says, I left and made 8,000, but still running. Crazy. Oh, good for you, Rudolfo. Good. Rudolfo made $8,000. That's good. Good. See, always good. Always good to see people making money. Maybe we'll do a live trading session one day where we trade small cap stocks. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you're interested in. I'm always trying to teach you guys whatever you're interested in learning, okay? So if we can make a couple of bucks live here, why not? Look at that CWD. Look at that. I'm also working on some filters to help you find these during the day session and how to manage them as well, okay? But you could see. So we're gonna pick the pre-market high on this baby, okay? All right. All right, let's continue. So let's talk about you guys want me to do a live small cap trading session? Just let me know. Let me know. All right, we got to get into some real stuff today. This is our meat and potatoes. So what are stocks doing today? They're up randomly, but notice that the Russell 2000 is down today a little bit. That's not making me feel warm and fuzzy, and that's telling me that the interest rate party may be slowing down. Before I go through you know what? I'll do it in order. There's no reason not to go in order. Bond market. The bond market's cooling off. This is going to put a little pressure on interest rate sensitive stocks. You see how interest rate sensitive stocks like the Russell 2000, how they're a little off today? And by the way, this is random right here. This is not huge moves. This is randomness right here. Okay. Session. I guess people would like a session. Well, I'll talk a little bit about it today. Okay, we'll start on it today. Remember, you guys drive what I do. You know. All right, all right. We'll talk about that. Okay, we'll talk about it. I'm trying to give you a little bit of everything. And remember, these small caps are not everything I talk about here. Small caps, it's like their own little party. They're not influenced by any of this. I mean, the truth is, if the market's down 500 points, maybe, but they're on their own little world. They're on their own little trajectory, okay? Their own little trajectory. Actually, let me hit someone up. I have a friend who trades these. Let me give them him a heads up. Okay. Sorry about that. I have a buddy who trades these, and he and I are always communicating. So, Mark, that's funny. All right. Well, it sounds like you guys would love a training on it. So I'm going to do it one day, probably next week. Sometimes a couple of weeks, I'll give you guys a training on it. Okay. So this is random, folks. This is not. Don't get too happy about this. This is really randomness. Okay. Bond market a little bit off today. What we don't want to see in the bond market, and you may want to write this down, and I mean this. I really mean this. Let's move off of the small caps. What you want to do is you want to write this level right here, 90, 89.12. If we break 89.12 and we go into the gap on the bond market, it's going to put some pressure on small caps and blue chips. I'm just giving you heads up right here, this level. Now, there's a good chance this level will hold, but again, be mindful of this level and be mindful of this level right here. Because these gaps, they create support and resistance levels, okay? They're usually high volume bars. So be careful of these levels right here. 88, basically 89 and 80 and 88.50-ish level, okay? When you say that you called at 7, where did you call? Rodolfo, when I was doing my when I come here, not at 7, at 7:30, when I come here and start writing them, when I added CWD to my list, it was at 670. Look at my list right here. You could see it. Right here. Right there. You could see it right there. Right there. See that? 670 right there. See CWD 670 right there. That's when I first marked it for you guys. And then by the time I came here, somebody said it was already at 12. I think it was John Short. And then I looked at it and it was already at 14, and the high is 15 and a half. So now the pre-opening high level we want to watch would be 15 and a half. Let's move on from this, folks. I really want to move on from this. This is the meat and potatoes, not the small caps. This is my specialty, okay? So this is the level you guys. I just play around with these small caps. This is the meat and potatoes. So you see right here, we have a gap here. Be careful. If we start filling this level, it's not going to be pretty, okay, for the bond market. U.S. dollar. I got some bad news with the U.S. dollar. Look at what's happening, guys. Do you see this? Now, I wouldn't make too big of a deal about this, but if you see the meat of the move start moving out of here, we have a breakdown. And that's bad. That's bad. Remember, this is waiting for the whole tariff stuff, which I've completely given up on. If you ask me the latest, I'll be like, I have no idea. I don't even know where we're at right now at it. I've just stopped thinking about it. To me, it's just become like the boy who cried wolf. Like the market, if the market doesn't move by it anymore, I don't care. So you see this? This right here is it looks like it could be breaking. Now, do I know for sure if it's breaking? Obviously not. I'm not a fortune teller. But if we break this level with gusto, and look, we have some volume over here. If we break this level, this is not going to be good for the U.S. dollar. And the U.S. dollar is what's driving the bond market, the crude oil market, the gold market. This has a lot of upside there, a lot of potential there. So let's be mindful of the U.S. dollar, okay? Be mindful. Richard, something you may want to add, Omar, Richard, something you guys may want to add to your sheet today to keep an eye on the U.S. dollar. I don't really keep an eye on it during the day, but I should, and I'm going to look at it, keep an eye on it today. This is a major, major level. You could see some context. See how we've been just consolidating, and it looks like we're breaking down? Now, there's a really good chance this will just come right back up here, but something to be mindful of. Could be a potential trigger right there. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't bring it to your attention. Gold is still going higher. Now, again, I am not, I'm going to give you my 5 cents. If you bought gold here, if you bought gold right here at that level at 34.65, or if you bought gold somewhere here, it's okay to hold here. If you're just buying here right now, be really, really careful. I don't think you have a lot of staying power because there's an 8-day moving average right here, 15 in this bar. And I'm pretty confident that before we go higher, and we may go higher because this is a pretty good consolidation. You might or may not remember when we were here, I mentioned to you the longer the consolidation, the better the breakout. This is a good breakout, but breakouts don't just happen parabolically, especially on choppy markets like this. So there's a really good chance, especially if interest rates start moving, that gold will come back down to this base. All I'm trying to tell you is this, is that if you're currently long gold, it's okay to be long gold. If you're currently making money in gold, that's fine. But don't try to jump in right here and thinking this is just going to continue. I think you're going to have plenty of opportunities. I think you're going to have plenty of opportunities, okay? Just my 5 cents, okay? Oh shoot, look at this. This thing, look at it, look at it now. 24 now. This is what I'm talking about. Remember, I told you this could be another uh, OCTO. Well, there you have it. You guys will have to send me. Do me a favor. If you guys make money on it, send me an email, okay? Just send me a quick email if you make money on it, okay? Remember, I gave it to you at $6.70. Crude oil. What's crude oil doing? Let's see. This is interesting and important right now. Crude oil is still not moving. We're still inside our channel. China is rocking and rolling. Look at that. Chinese stocks are going to give us a lot of support. Jeff says, "Am now in a FOMO move on gold, way too stretched." I think so too. I think it's way too stretched. So I take it if I ever open up a small cap service, I take it you guys will join the party. Oh God, I have too much fun with you guys. Too much fun with you guys. Here, let me just post this here. Okay. Bob says, "Hell yes." I only watch them the same day, Naples fan. Remember, it's not a service. I'm just trying to give you guys some stocks. I'm just trying to make you guys happier. That's all I'm doing, especially during this nasty summer. So you guys see this right here? This is good for China. Don't offset Chinese stocks right now. Okay, now this is going to be a little tricky. Even for me, this was a little tricky today. Does anybody have the catalyst for the session? We're actually doing pretty good time right now, believe it or not. The MMA CWD. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Um, does anybody know what the catalyst is for today before we continue into equities and before we get into our channel? Does anybody know what the um S&M? No, I think S&M is too small. Let's see. I think it's too small. Yeah, it's not in the S&P 500. That's what I thought. It's too small. Okay, Dell, definitely Dell. Dell is definitely a catalyst for today. Let's see. Let's see. Bureau of Labor Statistics, preliminary benchmark revisions of payroll. Yep, Ed, you got it right. Boy, you guys are getting pretty good at this. By the way, that CWD is at $30 now. Apple is not a catalyst, guys. Oracle is not a catalyst right now. Did Oracle have earnings? What happened? Hold on a second. Did Oracle actually, you know what? You may be right. Oracle does look like it's a catalyst. What happened to Oracle? Did it have earnings? So here's what I have. I have the payroll report, the revision, which Ed named. By the way, Ed Wilson got that one right. I got Dell. And this is not a large cap, but it's a retailer. So it will have an impact. Dick's. It's a retailer. So remember, chip stocks and retail, the only two that could have an impact because it's so essential. Dick's, Dell, payroll. Now, what happened to Oracle, guys? Did I have earnings yesterday? Okay, then Oracle for sure. No, Oracle tonight. Hold on a second. Hold on. Remember, you can't have earnings on stocks. No, that happens tonight, folks. Please, please. I ask you every day, and you guys keep doing this. It doesn't happen till after market hours. It doesn't happen till after market hours. After market hours. It means it's not a catalyst. Okay. Citigroup. All right. There was a revision to Oracle. Okay. There was a revision. There was a possible revision. The stock is up. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you Oracle because I think there was something that happened because the stock is up over 1.40%. So I'll give you Oracle because there was probably a revision, okay? Upgrade by Barclays. Okay, that's good enough. And the stock is over 1%. I'm going to give it to you. And by the way, I did not see that one. So I'm going to add one more. So I have payroll, Dell, Dick's because it's a consumer stock. Consumer and chip stocks, they're the only smaller stocks that I would allow. And Oracle. So we got Oracle, Dick's, Dell, and payroll. Nice and clean. It wasn't easy. Thank you for giving me Richard Skinner and Matt and David. Thank you for giving me Oracle. I missed it. It's definitely up over 1%. It's a big stock. It's up over $3 and it's got earnings tonight, but there's something going on right now. So it got upgraded by Barclays. So that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade on a mega cap stock. This is a mega cap stock. It's one of the world's largest. Folks, this was Tesla. Most of you don't know this, but Cisco and Oracle, they were like Tesla in mid 90s. This is the Tesla of mid 90s right here. This is like AOL of mid 90s. This company, if you knew how much money I've made trading this in the 90s, you wouldn't believe and Cisco, you wouldn't believe it. In the 90s. Okay. So we got our catalysts. Let's move on to the stock section now. I'm having a very good session with you guys today. Very nice session. Very nice session. The high on that CWD is $31.42, by the way. All right. All right. Hope for multiple interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. Investors will wait for annual review of jobs data. There's going to be more data coming out this week, but I just want you to know today's pretty flat. But tomorrow we have PPI and CPI. Now, I want to bring something to your attention. I got this from Raleigh yesterday. Raleigh told me that Jeff Turnmeyer mentioned that PPI is now coming out ahead of CPI. You guys remember I made a big deal about this last time. This is not the first time this is happening. They did it once before. I don't remember if it was last time or the time before that, but I also made a deal. I made a big deal out of it, and I said I've never seen that before. I've never seen the PPI before the CPI. The CPI is always before the PPI, but and I don't know why they changed it. But I wouldn't read too much into it because again, I think they just made a change. But it's just kind of odd because I'm always used to getting the CPI before the PPI. So I don't know if this is like a manipulative tactic. I don't know if this is just the way they changed it. I don't know if this is temporary, but I'm with Turnmeyer in the fact that this is a little odd because this is new. For years they've always had CPI before the PPI. So I am paying attention to this, and I also brought this to your attention a few weeks back or a month ago when it happened the first time. And I do think it was weird. It was the last time. You remember that, Carlos? Carlos remembers it. Jeff remembers it. See, you guys, Gregory, that's what they said about OCTO yesterday, and then it ran up to $80. So remember, you guys remember I said that. So just FYI, Raleigh heard Jeffrey Turnmeyer talk about it. He brought it to my attention, which I'm really glad he did. But this is something I've noticed a month ago, and again, they're now doing it again. I don't know the reason for it. I don't know the logic behind it, and I don't even know if it means anything. But this is not normal. CPI has always been before the PPI, as far back as I can remember. Okay, so I don't know what the reason for that is. I don't know what the deal with that is. Okay. Just I'm just bringing it to your attention, just something to pay attention to. And CPI has more of an impact than PPI, but PPI has a bigger impact, especially this report on tariffs. So I think this report is going to be really telling us a lot of information on whether tariffs are impacting our economy or if they are. I don't know if they are, but that's what this report is going to do. And then you have the CPI. But also, you may have less volatility from the CPI if the PPI comes out first. I'm thinking maybe that, but this is the big one right here. This is the big one again. I'm just giving you. I'm just letting you know that's not typical. And I guess Jeffrey also picked up on it a month too late, but I don't know when he picked up on it. But we noticed this last time too. We've been on this. Okay. Aplovian surged 11%, biggest index. Chip stocks did really good yesterday, to my surprise. Um, Consumer credit rose by $16 billion, stronger than expected. That's interesting data. We are now pricing in a 100% rate rate cut. 100%. Investors are going to be looking, and this is what somebody mentioned here. Not a lot of you, by the way, mentioned this as a catalyst, but this is a catalyst. Whoever mentioned it, I don't remember your name. I already mentioned it before, but thank you for bringing it here. And I do have it as my first catalyst. Bureau of Labor releases its preliminary revision. Do you guys know when this is going to be reported? Because I did not. Um, Anyway, let me know. Let me know what time this comes out. The figure is expected to show another downward revision to March payroll, suggesting the labor market was weakening well before the recent spell of sluggish job growth. Wells Fargo, Comerica, and other companies expect the revision to show that March payroll count was nearly 800,000 lower than the current estimate, or about 67,000 fewer per month on average. Okay. And Royal Canada and Bank of America think it'll be close to 1 million. Okay. Thanks, Lori. I appreciate that. 10 a.m. Hmm. Okay. That's interesting. That'll be an interesting report. I'm looking forward to getting this report. We're looking today at Oracle, Synopsys, Rubrik, AVM, GameStop. GameStop, that's one we'll have to watch. Maybe GameStop will be on our list tomorrow, right? Apple hosts its biggest product launch event of the year. So keep your eye on Apple. But so far, if you look at Apple right now, Apple is flat. It's not giving us any catalysts right now. Okay. Europe is flat. And this is reflecting on what we're going to see today in the US market. Yesterday was really flat. We had an inside day. I'll talk about charts in a minute. Europe is flat, 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 flat as a pancake. China, I'm actually really curious about Japan. China closed lower, snapping a two session winning streak, plunged in chip maker, weighted on sentiment. Technology stocks slumped, dragged by a 10% drop in Manufacturer International Corporation. Japan ended lower today due to profit taking and pressure on equities from a strong yen. Energy and material stock led the decline on Tuesday. The benchmark initially moved higher and hit a record high, supported by gains in tech and auto. They've got their own stuff right now because of the prime minister. I'm really sad to see him go. This guy right here, Ishiba. I don't know why he's stepping down, but I'm really sad to see him step down. Dix, Dell, Let me see something. I got hiccups. Dix and Dell and Dix. And again, this is not a large cap, but it's a retailer. This will reflect on um, sporting goods stores. It'll reflect on Target. Excuse me, I got hiccups. So we got the stuff going on over here. Hiccups. Okay, let's talk about stocks. Okay, remember yesterday we were talking about this, and I was showing you. Let's go back to yesterday. This is the same thing from yesterday. Look where technology is. Look where Bitcoin is. Look where semiconductor is. Right? Bitcoin, tech, semiconductor, QQQ, they're all here. Look how they look today. Bitcoin, communication, semiconductor, consumer discretionary, QQQ, mid cap. This is beautiful. This is like interest rate, holy heaven. That's why I'm saying today, keep your eye on the bond market. See, look, the bond market made a gap for us yesterday. Put all the speculative sectors back in line to the upside. I'm sorry, my hiccups are really bad. So the bond market, this gap in the bond market, it's creating a real nice symmetry for us right here. Creating a real nice symmetry. So we have speculative stocks leading once again. The question is going to be, will they continue leading? Or is the bond market going to crap out into this gap and leave us hanging? See, look. High volume bar. High volume bar. Support, resistance. Gaps create support and resistance. I taught you that before in my class. So we want to make sure this level holds. And if not, we're going down here. Okay. All right. So we have good directional bias right now. And we have good clarity here. We have momentum. We have over 100 stocks making highs. We have directional bias. The problem I'm having right now, besides hiccups, is this right here. This number seems to be going down. And that's the NASDAQ 100. So again, you take these mags away. You take these mags away, and you end up with this. And what happens to this every time it comes up to the upper end of the range? It comes right back down. I want to see this break up above 93.30 QQQE. This will be a huge step in telling me that it's not just the Amazons, the Nvidias, the Teslas. It's also the smaller NASDAQ 100 stocks, which happen to be some of the biggest companies in the world. Okay. Whew. As far as performance, we still have communication services leading. Infotech and consumer discretionary are fighting for second spot. But I like how consumer discretionary, I like how Infotech is starting to come up here. But Infotech is still leading by a huge margin. And I predicted that was going to happen beginning of this year's, sorry. Jeez. I'm just keeping my eye on the bond market. Not really doing much right now. But again, these are the key levels, folks. 89.11 and 88.64. Pay attention to these levels. Here, I'm going to post them for you. Sorry about my hiccups, guys. Here, let me post this for you. Okay. Let's look at individual stocks. Let's look at indexes. Oh God, it's killing me. So, as I mentioned yesterday, I thought yesterday we were going to have an inside day. What is an inside day? An inside day is when we don't take out the high and we don't take out the low. This is yesterday, exactly as I predicted it. Remember, just kind of hovering between the high and the low. Today, we're already trading higher. And today, I think we'll have more of a range. What I want to see is 652.21. I want to see this high taken out. I want to see the high taken out. The 649.15. I want the market to make a new high today. What we may see is a touch of the 8-day, but I want to see us take out this high. Today or tomorrow, I want to see us take out the high. On QQQ, you remember I told you yesterday this level is going to be really important because we haven't taken out the high. We're still in this range right here. Here, let me move this down a little bit. See, we're still past this range. I want us to take out 582.77 or at least touch that level. Okay. And I like how we're above yesterday's level. Look how we came in yesterday within a few cents of touching the 8-day EMA. Look at that. That's the low right there. So today we may hover right around here, but I want to see us take out this high. The high on the NASDAQ is 581.12. Oh, it happens. I'm drinking water. I drink soda water all day long. I'm asking for trouble. It'll stop right after we're done here, right? Murphy's Law never fails. So the level you want to watch is 582.77 to the upside, and to the downside, you want to watch 577.77. 577.77. On the SPY, to the downside, you want to watch 647.23. And on the upside, you want to watch 652.21. Okay. It'll be all right. I'll be fine. Yes, Jeff. Frequent fragmentation below those levels. It doesn't hurt me. It's just hiccups, Okay, SMH. Let's look at SMH. Watch, it'll stop as soon as we're done here. I like this right here. I like this move. See how we're moving? This is what I want to see on the QQQ. I want to see, look at this chart. See how we're gradually making higher highs, even pre-open? And we didn't wick out here. That's a good sign for QQQ. That's what I want to see from the QQQ right here. I want to see that from this. I want to see it break into this area, the 583.07 area. 583.07 area. I want to see us break through that area. So going back to SMH. I want us to break past here. Let me. Right here. Got to pass the 388 level on QQQ. Okay, we're already above yesterday's high, which is fantastic. Thanks, Alpha Diaz. Hey, look at that CWD. Remember you guys said it couldn't go higher? It's almost at $40 right now. I do know how to pick them, I'll tell you that. Okay, so I gave you some levels here. Russell 2000. Mm. Look how we're right at the high this morning. That's beautiful right there. I want to see us break out of this level, which is at 239.68. 239.68. 239.68. I'll try all that stuff. Thank you. Coach Ruben. Hey, guys, if you made money on CWD this morning, send me an email, Roger at rogerscott.com. That's funny. Those are the levels for the Russell 2000, okay? Let me now do this same thing for the Dow Jones. And tomorrow I'll update the levels on the intraday charts, okay? So the Dow, look at the Dow. I like this. I like this trend right here. Probably touch the 8-day and go higher. The level you want to watch is 458.67. 458.67. Okay. So you have all the levels. Let me see if I need to update anything on intraday. Right there. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you, okay? Okay. There you go. That's SPY intraday levels. Let's see if I need to update it for QQQ. Yep, I got to update it here too. Okay. Here's the QQQ levels for you. And let's see SMH. Wow, look at that. These levels hold well. I don't need to do anything else on SMH. I'll just send it to you the way it is. These levels do work really well. My eye is pretty good at this stuff. SMH levels for intraday. Enjoy. All right. See, I'm sending them to you right now. You guys are great. Thank you so much for all the good stuff. Okay, so how about I show you some stocks that I like right now? Large cap stocks, okay? Large cap stocks. Mark says CWD $55. How can you make money on stock if the market isn't open? Pre-market, Gulfstream, pre-market. Richard says, I use these levels so much in my trading. I'm glad to hear that. And I hope you guys do too. So let me give you stocks, okay? Let me give you stocks. CBZ. And remember, we're going to be changing our VWAP level next week. CBZ, CBZ, KD. This is short list first, KDP. Mark says, Matt update, please. Mark, my name is not Matt, it's Roger. You're looking for an update from Matt? Can you be a little more specific on what you're looking for? For the e-minis, he's going to start updating you guys on Fridays. KDP, AMT. These are shorts. Vist. Yeah, you could trade pre-market. You could trade pre-market if you want to. Vist, OKE. I think I saw Bugs here, John. I think he's here somewhere. Pat's funny. CWD just became a large cap. No, it's a Momo stock. One Oak, RSG. Don't tell Matt. He loves this garbage stock. He loves garbage stocks. You know, what are you going to do? He loves garbage. Right here, breaking down nicely. Globe. Globe. Look at this thing. Talk about predictable move, right? Do you remember when I first gave you this stock and I've been calling it out almost every day? Right here, right there, right there, right here, and right there. And I've been calling this stock out for weeks now. Look at this. That's a trend right there. That's predictability right there. PRGS, progressive. Martin says he bought at 23. Woo, Martin, look at you. CWD. It's at 44.20 now. Look at that. Congrats, Martin, for doubling. If you guys made out on it, send me an email, roger@rogerscott.com. QFin, I still like this one. To the short side. Look at you, Martin, making money. See, you guys get to learn and earn at the same time. And I think my hiccups went away. QFin is down. Look at that. Okay, let's do the long side now. Now, one to a customer. Micron. I like Micron. Coach Ruben bought at 24. Here's my email address. Let me know if you guys made out on it. Roger@rogerscott.com. Let me know if you took advantage of it today, okay? And Micron. See Micron? I like Micron. And I also like Taiwan Semiconductor. Hey, Omar. Good for you. Good for you. Look at that. See, Omar listens to Uncle Roger. Nice, Omar. Great job. Great job. Great job, Omar. That's easy money right there. Uh, Home Depot. I like Home Depot. I like Western Digital, although I believe it's a little overextended. Look at that. CWD now back above $50. This thing doesn't want to stop. CWD, it's a little overextended. You need a pullback here. Don't too much space right here, okay? Too much space. Roku, Orly. I really liked the stock yesterday quite a bit. Ooh, it's raining again. Orly, Z, Zillow Group. A little choppy, but definitely moving in the right direction. And Zoom. Don't confuse Zillow with Zoom. I confuse them all the time. Bob says, please start a service for them. We'll see what happens, Bob. We'll see what happens. Okay. That's what I've got for you guys for today. So overall, Roger, what are you seeing? You didn't really say all that much today. Well, there's not that much of a catalyst. It's September. We have PPI data coming out tomorrow, which is going to be important. I think we're going to have a fairly low volatile day. I'm not really seeing anything crazy from the bond market. We may just have a very clean day where the market just does this. Look, let me show you. I don't see any crazy catalysts today. We may just have a day where the market just does this. Look, just opens up right here, goes a little bit lower, goes a little bit higher, tries to take out this high, doesn't have the momentum, and just kind of fizzles out right here. I'm not really seeing anything crazy today. Um, to be honest with you, yesterday was a little more volatile than I thought. I wasn't planning on trading yesterday in the pit, but I actually gave a bonus trade and I gave a swing trade. But I don't know. I don't have I don't have strong confidence in this market going anywhere from here. So I think we're going to see much of what we've been seeing the last couple of days, which is just consolidation and chop. What I do implore you guys to keep an eye on, and this is going to be the big question today, is going to be the bond market. See, the bond market right now is kind of holding all the cards, and you have a high volume bar right here and you have a high volume bar right here. So this is a strong support, but if this support breaks, you're going to go and traverse into this resistance level. So as of right now, we're still okay. Semiconductors are not really doing anything crazy. XLY is flat on the day. XLK is flat on XLK is up a little bit. I'm just not seeing anything major from the market right now beyond random. I think we just may have some randomness today to see what happens. I'm just not seeing anything major today. I'm not seeing anything major today. Okay, now folks, this is where things get important. VIP room today. VIP room today. I'll tell you what my schedule is right now. Somebody asked me to do something, so I'll talk about that. So we'll talk about in the VIP room today. We'll talk about in the VIP room today. We're going to talk about how to set up iron condors, why you have a 2-for-1 discount coupon when you do an iron condor. I'm going to talk about how to get out of these trades if you're in trouble. I'm going to talk about margin and risk requirements. I'm going to talk about the amount of money necessary to put an iron condor on. We'll try to find some iron condors and credit spreads. And an iron condor is just a two-legged credit spread. It's just two credit spreads on one asset. That's all an iron. Don't get like bent out of shape. And I'll talk about what tools we use to find them. And somebody asked me to give you a couple of ideas for exiting the small cap momentum stocks. So I'm going to give you a couple of, hey, Richard Feinberg, good to see you. Donald Trump joined MMA as an advisor. Okay. Mag's not really providing anything right now. They're just kind of chilling right now. We don't have much of a catalyst. I think everybody's going to be waiting for tomorrow. We are in September. September is not a crazy month. We have a lot of randomness right now, and we're going to be keeping our eye on the bond market. The bond market today, folks, the bond market. Didn't you say earlier good momentum and bias? Yeah, right here in terms of what's being bought. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm saying, look, here's what I was saying. I'm saying that good stocks, speculative stocks, are taking the lead, but it doesn't mean that we need to have like a crazy day as a result. All I'm saying is they'll stay here, and we should just continue doing what we're doing without real. All I'm saying is just we should just continue down this path where we just make a higher high. But I'm seeing quality consumer discretionary stocks and tech stocks leading, but it doesn't mean we're going to have a rally. It just means that we may just come up a little bit. That's all it means. It means the right stocks are moving. We're not consolidating, but I'm not seeing a lot of directional bias. And we have a big report today, and it's tomorrow, and it's September, and the bond market. I'm putting everything together. I'm putting everything together. Okay, Ira, I'm putting it all together for you. Yeah, we do have good directional momentum right here. We do. Look, all the speculative is leading, and we're looking smooth right now, but it doesn't mean we're going to have a big move. I don't think a lot of institutions are going to bite today. Okay? When a stock gets upgraded, it means somebody like me or somebody who knows less than me says, I think you should buy the stock. It really doesn't mean much. I'll tell you what's meaningful. When a company revises their forecast outside of earnings, when they make a revision to their own company outside of earnings, that's huge. That's a major catalyst. When they do it with earnings, it's not that big of a catalyst. When they do it outside of earnings, it's a major catalyst. It means the stock is going to move. And if a stock is moving, if it's a big enough stock, it'll impact the rest of the market. So I'm not really seeing a lot of craziness today. I like the momentum. I like what I'm seeing. I'm not bearish. I like what I'm seeing, but I like the fact that speculative stocks are leading. I like the fact that the bond market is not breaking down. But at the same time, I'm realistic about the fact that it's February, that it's September, and September before a report, keying off of the 8-day EMA. We got to be really careful here. We got to be really, really careful here. Okay? All right, guys. Let me give you links. Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. You don't want to miss out on that. Here's the link. You have questions, they have answers. I don't have a lot of answers. I have mostly questions. You notice you guys ask me question. I do the whole rhetoric thing. I ask you more questions. Also, if you guys don't mind, please give us some more thumbs up so we have over 300 thumbs up. Only once. And if you guys don't want to give me a thumbs up, that's okay too. You know, we have 277. Let's try to get over 300 today. I want to thank each and every one of you for making this session a great session. And keep in mind also, there's other stocks that I gave you today. There's STEC, there's MMA. You never know what those stocks will do. It's not just CWD we have to keep an eye on. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a fantastic day. And if you want to watch the replay of this, here is the link. And again, Customer Service Live. Folks, if you don't come to and remember, if you have a question about what I said, they're really good at interpreting what I do because they're here every day. And these guys are traders. All right. Here's my email address, roger@rogerscott.com. Thanks, everybody. I'm heading to work. I'll see you later. I'm going to be late, and I'm going to get in trouble with my boss. Clyde is going to be very upset. Bye, guys. See you later. Have a great day today. Bye, everybody. Hopefully, I was helpful to all of you. Bye. We may have just a very random type of day today with not a lot of stuff happening. I'm just not seeing anything crazy right now, and that's a good thing. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. Give me some emails. Let me know. Give me some more feedback about the small caps, the